Hi, this is Akin. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about snow. Not this snowstorm coming up. It'll be maybe 6 inches or more in the Northeast. We're talking about a snowstorm that took place on December 26, 2010. And city officials just, for whatever reason, the state officials just didn't get it. They declared an emergency at 11 o'clock in the morning of the day the snow started falling instead of 24 hours before. Well, what happened was it's simple. I guess they didn't want to declare emergency because at that time they didn't want to spend money, especially when you have the three-time term limit of Michael Bloomberg oof, running the city. No, I don't have nice things to say about him, but we're gonna go on anyway. They didn't declare the emergency. The governor, the mayor, the agencies until 11 o'clock in the morning. Meanwhile, the snow's starting to fall, and the preparations were a disaster. You would think they had the work trains and all the snow equipment ready to operate and fight this snow, which, by the way, on December 25th, it went from a few inches to half an inch, then over 10, then it kept going up to 22. Anybody was reading the stuff on Facebook and the weather stations across the area should have thought, hey, this something's coming up. We gotta declare an emergency. They didn't declare emergency. They took too long. So what happened is the first few hours everything was fine, but several hours later, disaster struck. Uh, Many of the transit buses were not running with chains, and they got stuck in a very embarrassing situation. Even the NTA chairman was asked what kind of tires was on his buses. He doesn't know. This is the Waldo era. Walden, whatever, might as well call him Waldo because he had no clue. To make it worse, they cleared the tracks for the trains above ground, and pretty soon trains were getting stuck all over the place. Whether you're in the Rockaways, Coney Island, Flushing, you name it, anywhere there was an elevated section or a right of way, your train was stuck. A train was stuck between the airport and Aqueduct Racetrack for a very long time. Uh, those passengers did sue the authority and made it big for for the inconvenience and problems that they had to encounter. Lucky the train had heat because if it was cold, it would have made the situation worse. Well, anyway, many of the work trains weren't even operational. Um, there is a situation that apparently prior to this snowstorm back in October, they put a cap on the senior men. They couldn't work no overtime. See, the thing is, a lot of the senior men worked the work trains, and they were looking for rookie people to operate these trains to save money. So while they're doing that, the snow kept going up and up and up, and pretty soon you can get the work trains out of the yard. And to make matters even worse, rumors were going around that the sanitation guys were doing some kind of a job action, and they weren't plowing the snow at all. This is, a story that came out. This is some people came out and say, yeah, I was involved in such an action and so on. But despite the fact that they admitted it, well, there was no action taken by the city. Nobody got hit with the tail law. Nobody went to jail. Nothing. But a transit strike where there was no snowstorm, the union president was sent to jail. The sanitation president didn't go to jail. And this was more of a crisis than a strike. Anyway, and then and the pizza resistance happened several days later. First on the A line, they tried to keep operating trains during the worst part of the blizzard between Lefferts and Manhattan. Apparently, the buildup of snow and ice was so bad, trains were starting to skid. And unfortunately, one train skid from, I think, 80th Street, skid all the way into the station at Grand and smacked into another train. Grant Street. Or Grant Street. Yeah, Grant Street. Yes, smacked into another train. Lucky there were no serious injury and the trains weren't damaged, but they had to suspend service. And the Beast Resistance, now it can be told, new segment, they had a problem with the Brighton line. It was shut down, like all the other parts of Brooklyn where the B&T lines were stuck. So they decided, well, we're going to get the snow blowers and get the snow off the tracks. Unfortunately, someone, we don't know the name, but apparently some unauthorized person was operating one of these snow blowers and decided to do Tim the Toolman Taylor with the snowblower. For those who don't know or remember who Tim the Toolman Taylor is, this is a character Tim Allen played on a show prior to Last Man Standing called Home Improvement. He was playing a celebrity cable channel person named Tim the Toolman Taylor. He had a show on cable called Tool Time. Very nice guy. He played very nice guy. The problem is with Tim the Toolman Taylor is he can also be very careless. And his character had more accidents than a Hollywood stuntman. So, like for example, one time he comes up, starts clapping his hands. All right, everybody, let's go, let's go. He didn't know there was a gas leak in the house. Everybody thought they were safe, except they left the lamp with the clapper on, and guess what happens? Boom. So I mean, it's funny, yeah, on television, but when somebody does it for real, nobody's laughing. So what happened to this unauthorized person, snowblower, going through the Brighton line? We believe that's what happened. We don't have the name, but this unauthorized person doing a Tim Toolman Taylor with that blade, apparently full power. It's okay if you were doing this in the Midwest or somewhere in the Rockies where there's nobody out there, but when you're in residential areas, it is a big no-no. All of a sudden, now the snow was flying off the tracks, so was the ballast, and they were flying everywhere into windows and many apartments as this train was passing by. And I don't know if they're still in litigation, so whoops, if it's not settled, I'm sorry. I just messed up your case, and the transit. Too bad. So, now you know. If I knew who the clown was, believe me, I would be calling him out right here. So, this is Outcan saying so long for now, and don't forget to stop. You know, if you want to do two man, exit stage right.